For Jackson Hospital and IEP, Emergency Services Physician, Dr. Jacob Sinkoff. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Happy birthday, Park.
Oh, thanks.
Again.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of birthday.
Big day today.
Big day. Huge day.
Yeah. You guys got any plans later?
Not that I know of.
I don't know.
He doesn't like his birthday, so I think we're just going to not
No,
do it.
I don't not like.
We're
my
going to
birthday.
Steve's Ranch.
We're going
I
to
think.
Steve's.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're going to go
yeah.
to Steve's Ranch, I think.
Yeah,
So.
that'd be good.
It's the cake capital of
That's right.
Michigan.
I'm glad you're here, Doc. Two reasons. Talk about fireworks, and I saw you talking to Ted Christoff in the green room, and I know Teddy likes his fireworks.
Oh,
we
yeah,
have to be
we're gonna
careful
do that. Yeah.
around the 4th of July, and everyone thinks it's not going to be me, but you see people in the
Oh yeah,
ER.
it's them. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. So and actually, we always worry about fireworks on the 4th of July, and I know a week or two early, but over half firework injuries that are seen are, outside of 4th of July period, the weekend before and after. So, it's a lot of people light up for Memorial Day, Labor Day, random weekends, weekdays, whenever. It's, living on the lake, you'll hear, once it gets warm, you'll start hearing.
Is it usually drunk Uncle Terry that ends
Yeah,
up?
is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's always advised. It's, there's few activities that drinking will, improve safety outcomes. And, fireworks is definitely not one of them. So I'd be extremely careful if you've been drinking and using fireworks.
Ted Christoff is accident prone.
Ted's stuck in the green room.
Ted
He can't
is,
respond
yeah.
to this, and I love it.
Well, I'm sure the warehouse is, has some flammable things too, because a lot of the firework injuries are related not directly to the fireworks, but luckily we've had a pretty wet spring and early summer, but fires that happen afterwards, starting houses on fire.
Sure.
So, hopefully in the springtime, everyone remembered to change the batteries in their smoke detectors and smoke alarms. But a lot of the kind of injuries are related not directly to the firework, but the firework starts or whatever.
How many injuries occur after someone says, "Here, hold my beer"?
Probably quite a bit. I would assume.
Well, you can't light a firework.
I mean, at least those people are giving up the beer.
That's very true.
But it might be better if they have the beer in their hand, because the majority of firework accidents are hands and fingers.
That's right.
So about 50% of injuries related to fireworks are hands and fingers. So if I have a beer in one hand, it's only one hand.
That's right, you
It
can only
can
lose
kind of
one
get
hand.
damaged, and it's when you give up the beer at that point. Yeah, I think if you're drinking, just stay away from the fireworks.
When I was a kid, I used to beg my mom and dad to pull over at those tents at the malls to get the fireworks, and I'm seeing a lot of people do that. And you would always skimp out, Bart, and just get the $120 pack. So we would never have injuries.
Well, they have the good fireworks in Michigan back then, right? I think the law changed where they got a little, or I can't remember. Did you have to go down to Indiana?
You had to go to Indiana or Ohio or somewhere, yeah.
Yeah.
And it really was weird because people from Indiana thought they had to come to Michigan. It was just,
It was goofy. This was pre-internet.
Yeah.
I think you could buy them, but you couldn't use them in your own state, so you had to buy them in another state and then use them in your
but
state.
it's not like law enforcement is going around checking serial numbers on fireworks on the 4th of July.
they're not.
So I think it's...
So where do you guys, after hands, next common body part that's injured?
Face.
Face, you're right. Yep. So, people looking up.
The eyes.
Eyes, face, So best to just kind of stay away.
Just be careful, really.
Especially the ones that don't work. You light them, they don't go off, just leave it alone. Either go inspect it. That's where a lot of injuries happen. One doesn't try to relight it or go up to it. Just leave it.
Are people embarrassed when they come in?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of times we get a lot of accidental gun shootings
Really?
In the ER too, and it's very similar. People are so embarrassed, like I was cleaning my gun, I've had taken on their safety, and accidents happen, and people are very, very embarrassed a lot of times, but still obviously smart to come.
No judgment at the ER.
Yeah, no judgment. I always tell my patients, I was like, whatever you think this is the most embarrassing thing.
We've seen it.
I've seen more embarrassing stuff this shift. There's always someone that's worse than you. I always warn people. I was like,
The heat has been wild the last few weeks. Have you seen some injuries related?
Yeah, all sorts of heat-related injuries, heat exhaustion, heat stroke. Especially with the Gus Macker last weekend, which was was great for Jackson. I tried to go downtown after my shift and get some food, and it was packed.
Yeah.
But I had to wait. I was still waiting in line. I had to get my burrito. But yeah, lots of heat exhaustion. So making sure you're staying hydrated, very, very important.
They say July is going to be even worse, and it's typically the hottest month, so we're not done with it yet.
Yeah, so we've been, like I said, we've been lucky with rain too, but we're definitely going to increase kind of risk for fires and everything like that, especially if the rain turns off, which I'm assuming at some point it probably will. We've been lucky with a wet early summer, so yeah, the heat exhaustion's big, especially when you're out in the water, making sure you're having, at least having a cup of water every hour and trying to stay hydrated.
How do you know when you've got, heat affection so bad that you need to go to the ER?
So a lot of times, unfortunately, it's too late by the time people realize that they're, because you start getting altered mental status and stuff like that, that's signs of heat stroke, and a lot of times it's too late. So it's important for people, to be careful and watchful of the people around you. If you're out with a group of people watching those sort of signs, but some signs of heat exhaustion are if you stand up, you get dizzy, lightheaded. Those can be signs of low blood pressure and dehydration. Making sure you're drinking enough to urinate often, and don't look for concentrated urine. It's a sign of dehydration. So kind of preventing heat stroke is the most important thing, and watching for the signs of heat exhaustion are what's most important.
Dr. Jake lives near one of the best golfers in the state, multi-time Michigan Am champion Steve Madalena, and I'm wondering if you've had a chance to pick his brain yet, work on your golf game, or get around in with Steve.
Not yet. I'm trying to model my lawn after Steve's. He's tough to keep up to, but
his lawn and his golf game tough to beat.
Yeah, we just wrote a thank you card to his wife Janie. She brings us over food a lot.
She's a great cook.
She is.
Oh, it's phenomenal. So good. It's so good too.
That's right.
So yeah, we have to write thank you notes.
I'd rather have that perk than the golf lesson, I think. The food. So that's good.
Jane's a great cook.
Yeah. So we're I'm still I've been golfing a lot this summer.
That's good.
But I'm trying to get, I don't know, I think I need to get better first before I golf with Steve.
No. He'll give you some lessons as you go along. I'm sure you'll be great.
I can't wait.
Does Steve Madalena ever go out on his own yard and do any chipping?
I haven't seen him do that.
No, he won't do it. He will not damage his own yard.
I haven't seen it.
To practice golf.
Yeah, his lawn's immaculate.
It is.
Yeah, I just hope he's not embarrassed by mine. Yeah.
He is.
I'll ask him. We'll ask him. Yeah, I'm sure he's enjoying this today.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the summer safety tips. I hope you have a safe holiday and a safe summer. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks
for having me again.
Dr. Jacob Sinkoff, Emergency Services Physician at Henry Ford Jackson Hospital and IEP. We're going to preview the fair with Denise Owens coming up next on The Morning Show.